All right, so I'm going to show you how to run a CMA, which is a comparable market analysis on or for a property. This property we are going to be looking at is off market. So we're going to look at how to run comparables for your after rehab value, what it would look like if it's fully renovated, or if you just want to list it as is. So first we start with just doing a search for the property. I usually go down my tax records because I have not seen it and I did notice that it has never been listed before. I do see this property on the same street, but this particular property has not been listed before. So we're just going to go start with a search, go to tax and put the address here. Make sure not to put any spaces, like if you see if this has a space, remove any spaces that we may have. And then I like to take off the ending or the abbreviation just because it can sometimes have an issue pulling it up. So this is the address. And what I'm particularly looking for is just the area. So square footage, it's 1179 square feet. It has total 5 rooms, but 3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths. And I'm also looking at Lackland Terrace. This is a subdivision. Okay, so now I'm going here. I just pull up another tab and I go to search and it pulls up my search bar. I'm always in the sold or pending because I'm pulling comps pretty often. So I'd start by drawing my selection or the area that I want to focus on. And then I just type in the address. Also put San Antonio because sometimes it'll put you somewhere in Houston. So remember I did say that it was a Lackland Terrace? Well, I'm just going to do a polygon and just do it all the way to the main road. So there's Highway 90. Anytime there's a larger gray, that is a major road. So this is Penn Road over here. This is Marbach. I possibly even could bring this into military, which I will do because that's another major road. And so these properties right here, I can guarantee you are not part of Lackland Terrace. These homes right here may not be either, but I'll go ahead and pull them just in case I need them. Show my list. Oh, go to filters. Some things that I like to do because right now it looks like we have 32 matches. That's a lot. I'm going to go first. The first thing I'm going to do is go to my how far back I want to go. So 6 months. Real estate typically happens in 3-month cycles. So because we have 32 and I really only need 3 to 5 comparables, that's what an appraiser is going to look at and that's what they're going to want to see. I'm just going to go to 3 months. So it gives me 19 matches. An appraiser also is looking at the square footage. They're looking at usually 250 above to 250 below. So I know the square footage was 1179. So let's just go round that up to 1200. I'm going to go up to 1350. And then I'm going to keep this closer to like maybe 850. Let's see what that pulls for me. So it gives me 10 matches. Now I'm going to hit show list and then open this up a little bit. I like to look at it in a agent custom view so that way I can see more details. This is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. Built in 1962. It is in the Lackland Terrace, so it is in the same area. It sold for cash for $123,000. So it looks like a pretty clean 1-story comparable. We have another property that sold that is on pending right now. It looks to be the same kind of property. We are still looking at a property that needs to be renovated. We have another property in the same area, Lackland Terrace, for $175,000. It is pending. This one doesn't have too many pictures, so we can't really tell what it looks like on the inside, but I'm pretty sure that it is needing some type of work. We have another one, Biscayne, around the same square footage, still in Lackland Terrace. Looks like a clean, very simple renovation. I can tell that it's got some new paint, baseboards, flooring, granite countertops, or at least quartz. New appliances, new fixtures, cabinetry. Another one on Court, Blackland Terrace, same area. It's pending, 24 days on market, 180,000. Doesn't look to be renovated, but kept up, maybe. Blackland Terrace, Cartwell, this one, gosh, sold for 250. No, listed for 250, sold for 182. 1,300 square feet. It looks like a larger lot. Somewhat of an update. This is a new construction, so we won't be able to use that. New construction as well, won't be able to use that. This one looks to be fully renovated. And it sold for 250. It's like a broken window. Listed for 242, sold for 240. 1,200 square feet, 4 bedroom, 2 bath. 4 bedroom, 2 bath, sold for 257. First seller carries, unfortunately, we won't be able to use this as a comparable. Reason why a first seller carry is not done with traditional financing, and therefore it will not be able to be considered as a comparable from an appraisal standpoint. But it is a larger property as far as it being a 4 bedroom, 2 bath. So this is a good one to determine what the as-is sale price would be. So I'm going to use this one, this one. These are all pending, but that's okay. They will be sold, so we can use those. Keep those. Show selected. So all roughly around the same size, square footage. Then I'm going to go here, and then this is where you can select your different types of reports. There's a CMA summary, thumbnail report, and I like to do a one-line summary. Do a preview. So your price per square foot on the low end is 130 and the high end is 157. It's a little skewed just because there are 2 pending and 2 sold, which is right here. These are the ones that the first 2 up here are just the 2 solds. These ones are all together. It gives it 150. These ones get this sold at 157. So I would want to use the average of the 150 because it does have all 4 of them. So we're just gonna do 150 and multiply that by the square footage of the original property, which is 1179. 176. However, the downside is it would have to look like this property in order for it to sell like that. So let's take a look at Biscayne. So it's still renovated. So I'm actually going to remove this one and do this again. I might even have to go back 6 because those are 2 pending and I really would like them to be sold. And that should actually bring it down just a tad to 140. In this situation, I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at more properties. I'm gonna pull 6 months back. Show all these 90831 Blackland Terrace, West Briar, no interior. I can look to see if it purchased cash. It did, and it sold for 90. Westmont, Lackland Terrace, 1,200 square feet, 3 bedroom, 1 bath, comparable. It does look like it needs some updating, some work. Sold for 90. It's a 2 bedroom, 2 bath. Does look, oh, does look like it needs some work. Yeah, this one still need to be updated, but it was pretty clean. So for 123. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this because I do feel like I have enough. Show selected. I'll remove this pending one. Now we have 5. That's the max that you would want to have. Show reports, on a CMA summary. Online summary. Oops, let's go preview. So it's $95. So 95 times 1179. 112. That sounds about right. Now we're going to look at ones that have sold, but they should be more of a flip. So I'm gonna do all. But now I'm just gonna look at more of the higher price ones. Go ahead and uncheck all my boxes so I can start fresh. I know there were some that I was not going to use because they're new construction. So let's start here. We've already looked at that one. We've already looked at this one. That one's a new construction, so I'm not going to keep those. This is in Martbach Garden, so it doesn't really apply. This one's in Lackland Terrace. I can add this one because I know it has been updated. This one's somewhat updated, nice and clean. One way to tell is if it sold conventionally or FHA with the mortgage that it did. This one I'd probably sold cash. And then that's it. So show selected. Just look at these again. So it's a little concerning because they vary a lot. So I'm going to look at, take off the highest one and take off the lowest one. That gives you a better average. And then now I will do my numbers. And again, this is just a starting point. We have not toured the property yet, but it kind of gives us an idea of what the home could sell for, depending on what it looks like. So now we have a price per square foot of 170. Multiply that by 1179, saying that it could sell for 200,000, fully renovated. Save this PDF. So as you can see, it's a numbers game. You're wanting to see what is likely to sell. The last thing I would do is look at what is pending on the market only, or not pending, what is listed on the market. So now I go back, go to show all, show filters. Instead of sold and pending, I remove all of this. And I put what's active. Shows me I have 13 properties, all ranging from 278 to 119. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a 2-car garage, so it would not be a comparable. It's a well-kept home. It's been listed for 260 for 36 days. Active option, new construction, does not compare. This one did a price change. Been on the market for 160 days, but it is fully renovated. This is another one. Updated, but not fully renovated. Listed for 235 for 76 days. This one's a price change, listed for 230, fully renovated. Really nice renovation. For 28 days, 4-bedroom, 1-bath. West Knoll. Looks to be updated, not fully renovated. 2-car garage. 48 days on market. Remember, if it was fully renovated, we want to stay around the 200 range. I think that would be accurate if you would want to sell. But that is it. This is how to do a comparative market analysis before looking at a property.